Hey there. I just want to introduce myself really quickly. So for those of you that don't know me yet, you can know who you're hearing today. And then I want to introduce what we're doing here with this series. I am Leslie Exley. I'm the co-owner of Diffuse Truth. Our goal and our message is to share truth about health, truth about life, truth about faith with everyone that we encounter. So my husband and I do this together, and we are so excited to share with you and to start this series. Now, this series is specifically designed with the thought of moms in mind. But I want you to know that even if your kids are grown, especially if your kids are grown maybe, and even if you're not a mom, you will find and gain strength and encouragement from the women on here that you are going to hear share their story. This is designed not only to empower you with using oils more in your family, but also designed as you do your doTERRA business, part or full-time, to stay motivated and realize that there is a reason why you specifically are doing what you're doing, and that impact will have a lasting impression on your children and those around you. So I want to share, I've just been thinking so much over the last several weeks about how I can share with you guys and how I can encourage you, because I have heard from countless mom after mom that says summers are hard. It is hard to run my business with children. It is hard to have children screaming in the backseat. I feel like I'm not a professional, or I'm not taken seriously, or I'm just downright tired. And I want to share a little portion of my story with you to let you know I can relate, that your feelings are totally real and valuable. And I want to share some thoughts and insights, not just from me, but from other incredible women in our upline, our downline, our crossline that you will hear from. So the plan is to have a weekly recording or sometimes live call for you. Our plan is to not go more than 10 minutes, except maybe in some of these initial calls, so we can sort of show you the groundwork and tell our stories. I hope that this encourages and inspires you. If you are a mom and you would love to share your message with others, please email me, exleyessentialshelp@gmail.com. And most of you know how to get a hold of me. So please do that, because we want to hear from you too, because each of our stories is unique and each of our stories will encourage others. So I got started in my doTERRA business because I loved these oils, and it was potentially going to be another financial strain on our family to purchase the oils and products that we needed in our home. So we said, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can make some money. And so for 90 days, we worked our doTERRA business and said our goal in the first 90 days is to work as hard as we can and see if we can recoup the money. We bought a bigger kit to start. We did our monthly orders, and we just wanted to see, can we share this message? And will this really work? And can we make back the money? We knew it was not a get-rich-quick scheme, but we wanted to see if we could do it. So we hit the ground running. And you might think that I didn't have anything else to do, but I had, at the time he was about 8 months old. And then my older daughter is 16 months older than him. My husband worked a bajillion hours a week, and we felt like we never saw each other. So we had this pipe dream that maybe doTERRA could provide this freedom for us. But we really were just focused on the here and now. Can we make enough money to support sort of our oil habit, right? And have our lives be more healthy. And I'll share with you in the future more about why we love the oils specifically and what they've done to empower our family. But as far as the business goes, this was our only dream really in the beginning. So from about 9 o'clock after our children were in bed, sometimes until 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning, we would send emails, make phone calls, get on Facebook, whatever avenues we felt like we could share. My husband would work his other business over there, and I began to work doTERRA. And we were exhausted. We would get up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we would begin to work over again. I worked another job during the day from home. I worked for an amazing online health doctor. I felt like the work I was doing was changing lives, but I was tired, and I was making an hourly rate. My husband was tired, and he was at almost the beginning of his engineering career, just in those early few years. And we just said, this is going to be a long journey for us. We were paying our bills with no debts, but that's all we were doing. If we went out to eat, it was calculated. So we really had this vision to say, what can we do that might make things a little bit easier on ourselves. And we thought a few $100 extra a month. What if we could do that? $200 or $300 extra a month. We would be made in the shade. We'd be so excited for that. So we really were more tired than we'd ever been in our life. dōTERRA became one of the hardest things we attempted to fit in. And in 90 days, we had made about $300 or $400 more than we had spent. And we were thrilled. And we said, we can keep going. And 3 months after that, well, I have to back up and tell you, one of our first things we did was plug into a train to rank training system done by the incredible presidential diamond upline we now have, Melody Watts. And we plugged into that. And one of the tasks that we were assigned is to create a vision board, which we thought was just, was for crazy people, right? Creative people. We don't do vision boards. We know where we're headed in life. But we sat down together and we created a vision board. And I would encourage you, if you do this business with your spouse or you're doing it and it's a strain between the two of you, sit down and create this vision board together. And we found out that we had very similar visions and also some things that were very different. And one of our biggest visions was to buy a camper. So we took this picture of a camper and we put it on the middle of our board. And we had some other things on there. Like we really wanted to enjoy the messes and not be so stressed out that if we didn't get that cleaned up and so couldn't come over and we had to do this and we're always busy. We wanted to just enjoy the moments in life, enjoy the messes that our kids made without constantly wondering when they'd be old enough to clean up their own toys. So we created this vision board. And I want to tell you that 3 months after we did that and we hung it over our desk, so when we were working at 10 o'clock at night and we were exhausted from our days, we looked at that vision board and we saw that camper and we said, I can send one more email. I can tell one more person about health. I can change one more life today. And we just kept doing it. 2 contacts a day, 5 contacts a day. We just kept pouring our lives into it. 6 months after we got started in dōTERRA, we hit the rank of gold. And just before that, we decided it was time to quit our jobs, that we were going to go all in with dōTERRA. It was terrifying. We had stable jobs. We had jobs that we loved. They were exhausting at times, but we felt like we were doing some things that we enjoyed, but we wanted more. So we walked away from our jobs. We continued to plow through, and 1 year after we started in dōTERRA, we hit the rank of diamond, which for us meant we had more than replaced our salaries. And we had the beginning taste of these freedoms that we could never go back and do a different way. We could never have more time with our children at our other job. We could never travel the country. We traveled the country full time for 8 months in this camper, and it was glorious. But I want you to know that if you're at the beginning of this decision or stuck in the middle, it was the hardest thing I have ever done. dōTERRA continues to be one of the most challenging things in our life, but we love it. We are growing as people. We are growing as leaders. We are challenged. We have made mistakes. And we have this incredible support system in our company that says, maybe you've made a mistake. Let me lead you. Let me help you. Let me guide you. Let me teach you. So we have people that we are constantly learning from. We're learning from you. We want to be better for you. This is just a small piece of our story, but we want you to know that the dōTERRA opportunity is life-changing. And so as my children, or maybe yours, sit in front of another movie, as they're upset because you're on another phone call and you're hiding in the closet. Who's done that, right? We just hide in the closet and we say, just be quiet for 5 more minutes. I've literally held the door shut sometimes on these important calls and I'm like, please don't open it, please don't open it. As you are doing those things, ask yourself, what is your motivation as a mom? What's your mom-tivation, right? Kind of a funny saying, but we're going to ask ourselves, what's our mom-tivation as we go through these videos and you are inspired by other moms. And we are going to hear from people in different walks of life, with grown kids, with young kids. And I want you to know that no matter where you are in this journey, it's okay. And I want you to know that sometimes you need to think about, what do your kids need to see from you? Do they need to see, sometimes they need to see that mommy can take this phone that she is on all the time and she can set it aside. And she can spend time with those babies. And she cannot be distracted because dōTERRA is giving you the freedom to do that. And sometimes those kids need to see you run. And they need to call you and say, Mom, are you on a trip? And you need to have that support system, and you need to bring people on board that can watch your children. You need to invest maybe in a sitter or whatever it might be for you so that you can do the most effective job you can do as you change lives. And then you get to come home to that family, and they will be proud of you, and they will get on board with you. And our daughter, you know, when we were in our camper, she would have her dōTERRA enrollment form, and she would say, okay, and she would pretend, what oils do you need? You need lavender? And she would talk through it. And that is so inspiring to us because she knew that we were changing lives. The freedom aspect dōTERRA is beginning to provide for us in terms of time and money is incredible. But I want you to know that there are women in this business that have arrived in terms of finances, and they are still working hard for you and me. And we're going to hear from some of them and ask them, why do they continue to keep going? Why do they continue to push forward? And we're going to ask why they do this for their families, for their children. So I'm so excited to begin this for you. I hope that our small part of our story inspires you. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear from you as moms, especially because this is designed for moms. But for you, if you have a story that's just what inspires you, what wakes you up daily to change lives. We believe that faith is such a huge part in what we do. We believe that God has given us a message to share, but we also believe dōTERRA is an incredible vehicle to do some of those things through. And so we have this motivation as moms to inspire our children, to inspire the next generation, and to change the lives around us. If you have questions for us, please shoot me an email. You know how to get a hold of me. If not, it's exleyessentialshelp@gmail.com. So excited to begin this series. I hope it inspires you as you guys all inspire me.